New camera. Welcome to my channel. My name is Luis Ribeiro and today we're gonna talk about interviews. I've been doing a lot. So in this video, I wanna share with you the essentials. What I think that's the best to bring to do interviews. Let's do this. And first things first, I always organize my equipment, my gear the day before, so I don't forget anything. So I always recommend you to do that before the shoot. Not before the shoot, the day before the shoot. When I'm in my location, I like to put everything on the floor so I can see every single thing. And I know right away where I need to go to grab to make things very efficient. By the way, try to get there a couple of minutes before so you can have time to prep and get everything ready to go when your client is there. One thing that I've been using and testing for the past few weeks or months, I would say, is this Cubes CRD bag. Not a sponsor, they sent to me, super cool. That you can like label different names like lights, cables, super handy. I'm gonna leave a link down below as well. Saves so much space and it's so satisfying to be able to know where everything is, right? And they have in different sizes as well. They have small, medium, large, and everything is Velcro with different labels. Amazing. The inside there is little compartments as well, where I love because I can put like the cords here and the main object on the other side and everything is tidy. Light FS60B, but I do have a Forza there. My key, Forza 60B, and just in case I have some base as well for my pivot tubes. Very important, especially for the set, and this way you don't need to like move around, plug different things in different places. So this, I always have one with me. Tripod, Sirui carbon fiber, like the twist system, very quick. By the way, if you want to learn a little bit more about this tripod, I made a video, full review, go check it out later. So in this case, because I had my car, I had the ability to move and bring everything that I want, so I had the privilege to do that. I even have a little chair that I bring with me. You don't have to do that, especially if you're going compact, of course. But for those who have the ability, highly recommend. Now that we see everything on the floor, you grab the chair and you see, you visualize where you're gonna put the subject, what is the depth of the room, where's the lighting coming from, so you have control of all these little details to make sure that you can have the best quality possible. We want to control the full space. We don't want to depend on the daylight for long interviews, especially because the sunlight's gonna change and that's no bueno. So bring a continuous light, turn everything off, full control. After that, I start to mount my key light. We're gonna use this light stand, something big, something solid, because you don't want the key light to fall off on top of your subject. This one is good because you have all these controls and you twist like this, and you can do overhead shots as well. So very nice, like this. There we go. So this becomes the base instead of this one, just in case something's too big. In my case, especially, it's gonna be a big diffusion, a big soft box, because bigger the light, softer it's gonna be with the diffusion. If you have a huge light with no diffusion, it doesn't work. I like this one because it's very easy to mount. Right, left, and it snaps in place. Now it's gonna be heavy because of the front, but we have a weight to put on that. The legs here always face the direction of the light. And you have a little bit more of resistance, but not just like this, okay? Because it's very, very heavy. We have this counterweight mount right here on the back. Very, very strong. Heavy to compensate that. And that's our key light, huge. And you can buy this separately, which is very good, like this, for a C-stand. And then you get this other mount for holding the mic from Neewer. I was not a big fan of Neewer because everything that I bought from them broke, but I guess this one there is no way to go wrong because it's just gonna hold. One of our main parts is this rolled boom pole. This is gonna be holding our microphone. We don't want to be shaking, we don't want to be moving. The previous interviews that I've done, I've been using a different one. It was very small. To be honest with you, the sound, I could hear the difference because the wind was passing by and it was like moving and shaking. So this one, amazing. If you want to learn a little bit more about this Rode boom pole, I'm gonna leave link description down below as well. They did send me to try this one. Twist system as well. As you guys know, I'm a big fan for that. And it's very, very long. Look at that. And it's carbon fiber, so it's like literally super light. And if you work professionally or if you need to hold, you can literally hold this for days. In my case, I don't need that far. This is gonna come here. There you go. My go-to mic for my interviews, NTG. Twist just like this. And then from here, I have this cord as well, which is gonna go on my microphone. And I have all this wireless system, but I'm kind of like old style vibes. So I like to have a cord and monitor, and I know that everything is gonna be very, very good, very solid, and I don't need to run out of battery. See, that's why it's nice wireless system sometimes, but if you do have the time, there we go. One thing that you always need to keep in consideration is the side of the light and the pole, because you don't want that shadow be in your subject's face. So we're gonna put this higher and on the opposite side as well. And usually like this. It's gonna be right off the frame and should be perfect audio because it's gonna be facing the mount, right? This other Velcro I always like to put here, so everything is very tidy and the cord doesn't go anywhere. You just need to check to see, because the NIN light, there is a fan. So because I have that big thing, turn the fan on and I'm gonna use 100%. And my color is gonna be 56K. Look at this. Very soft, very, very nice. Usually it's gonna be 45 for me, and then the lens is gonna be very compressed, so you don't see everything. But if you want to have like a different aesthetic, you can do that. And one lens that I always like to use is this 24-70 or the 85mm 1.4. Yes, sometimes I even use that one to create that blur background, because not every single space is the most ideal space to do interviews, but that's what the client have. That's why you're gonna use a lower f-stop. So I go to 1.8, or even sometimes I do 1.4. It's gonna blur everything. And if you do have the privilege to shoot in 2 different angles, do that, because that's gonna increase the production value. And having 2 cameras, you're able to hide the mistakes that the client's gonna make with the audio, because it's gonna take a long time, which you should be prepared as well with a list of questions. Otherwise, the client's gonna come with 10-20 questions and it's gonna take 30 minutes to 1 hour. That's not fun. I mean, they're gonna pay more on the editing time, but try to have at least, I would say, 4 to 5 questions for each person, and you should be good to go, probably like 10-15 minutes. Solid interview. Let's say the light's gonna be here. You can literally do a little bit more like this. So the light's gonna come this way or like this, and then you can talk to someone over there on the side. Or you can literally just face the camera and talk. After we mount the key light and the camera, now I will go for the backlight. Fill light if you want to, and detail lights on the back as well. We're gonna put a backlight and detach the subject. This one is gonna be on the opposite side. Then you see it's very, very dark. So we want to turn on this one to bring this to life. You can put this one all the way back here. Stretch that as much as you can. And now you're blind. You can change the tone. Let's say a little orangey. Now we have the key light, 56K. We have a little orange coming that way, so we can see the difference here. You can turn some tubes on the back just to bring more light as well. I feel like light, there is a lot of things that you can explore and use, and it's up to your personal preference. This was the setup, but when I travel, I bring 2 of these little ones with me. This boom pole, the mic, and this, it's a must for interviews. Tripod, and of course, this power bank, compact and minimal. Instead of this big dome, I would go for the small one, or even if you don't have the fancy lighting, you can always use what you have and try to recreate in the way that you want. Let me know what you think in the comment down below. I hope that you have a great interview. I'll see you in the next one.